Here we go. Yes, that's right. Football 101 is back. This is Football 101, the NFL preseason show, and I'm bringing it to you. This is the NFC West, and I'm going through each and every one of the teams, and this team that I'm talking about right now that's kicking off the NFC West are the Arizona Cardinals. That's right. I am your host, The Beetle, and this is show number 13. Show number 13, and we're finishing up the NFC and starting off with the Arizona Cardinals. Yes, I am your host, like I said, The Beetle. Yeah, I'm keep on bringing it. No matter what going on, I'm keep on bringing it. Former football player, college, high school, is just bringing it in 2024. We used to have our Football 101 magazine, and then I transferred it all to our YouTube show. So please give us a like and subscribe to our fun YouTube show. Yeah, it's something that I do on my off time from my regular activities. But this is what the Beetle really loves to do. Bringing the insight the best way that I can, of course. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes during this show, but that's what the fun is about. Telling like it is, bringing more of the real deal from a former player. I'm sick and tired of all the productions that I see on TV and NFL Network, ESPN, all these talking heads. I'm bringing it to you because I dive deep into each and every team. And this team, the Arizona Cardinals, with head coach Jonathan Gannon, his second year at the helm. Wow, he has a lot on his plate. Second year head coach Jonathan Gannon. Oh, let me just do a quick shout out as well I get most of my insight as well from Lindy Sports Magazine. And he breaks it down, and I'm going to use Lindy Sports as the details of some of the issues. But I also check out really the local shows of each and every team. And let me give a shout out to AZ Sports Fan, Arizona Sports Fan. They bring the details of the Arizona Cardinals. Let me give a shout out to Mythic AZ. You the man, Mythic AZ in Arizona. And as you say, peace out. Yeah, he breaks down the Arizona Cardinals, and quite frankly, I really kind of feel unsure about the Cardinals, but once I analyze this team and got the feedback from the local experts, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better about this Arizona Cardinals team in the NFC West. Why am I feeling better? Simply because of one person. I'm going to tell it like it is. One person who they drafted. That one person, you know who he is. Marvin Harrison Jr. That's right, Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver from the Ohio State University. Yeah, when I looked at their camp, it's all about Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm sorry, Kyler Murray, their starting quarterback, their superstar quarterback, returning after an injury. I would have to say that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to turn their season, has elevated their season entirely. Just a rookie. Because when you see Marvin Harrison Jr., he's 6'4", and I don't know how much, but he is a stud out there. He just powers over the other wide receivers and then the DBs. He is so professional. When you see him run his routes, they're clean, they're crisp, no wasted motion. I couldn't believe it. He's wearing number 18, and he looks too good. From the very first practice, from the scrimmages. So I am thoroughly thoroughly impressed. He's quiet silence. Quiet silence. He has a quiet, I want to say quiet presence. Because he exudes confidence 24/7. Nothing but confidence. That's hard. That's hard to come across in a rookie. He's not braggadocious. He's just confident. He does his business. And of course, he learned a lot of it from his dad, Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer, wide receiver, Indianapolis Colts. But here, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going to elevate to a completely another level. And they say in camp, he's putting the time in to learn the playbook. He's spending extra time in the film room, extra time on the field, asking all types of questions. And I am thoroughly impressed. I just have to say that right up front. Didn't know how much he's going to fit in. He's a catalyst for this team, and he surprised head coach Jonathan Gannon and his demeanor. And matter of fact, Jonathan Gannon said he was shocked when he came to camp. He was locked in. It was all business. There's no clowning around. He's all business. And then I saw the interview with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, he's always gonna have a chip on his shoulder. And matter of fact, I think Kyler Murray said, "We feel more confident. He sounds better. He's a little pissed off. And one thing that he did say after this injury last year and trying to get back up to speed, he says now the team. He says during the offseason he took some time and brought the wide receivers and they practiced in different other parts of the country. But one thing that was interesting in that interview from NFL on CBS, which was really good, Kyler Murray said, "You know what? I feel comfortable with the guys around me because we're all in the same age bracket." Wow, we're all in the same age brackets, so to speak. Young athletic guys in the same age. He doesn't have these older veterans that the Cardinals usually have on offense. Now they have young, just fresh young talent and younger guys on the team. And that probably that was a major statement by Kyler. He says he feels more comfortable. He doesn't have to worry about, as he said, listening to the old veterans anymore. He said we can hang out, talk to similar stuff after practice. And again, that camaraderie is there. So that was a great interview by Arizona Sports. And it's NFL on CBS. Great take on that. So I'm giving props to Kyler Murray. Give him time to get used to this Jonathan Gannon system. And their offensive coordinator is Drew Petzing. Their defense coordinator is Nick Rallis. But it looks like Kyler Murray is maturing to another level. He's not braggadocious. He's a lot more confident, and it shows in the interviews. It shows on the field, and he says he has to get back up to speed on his mechanics because he had the injury last year. But he feels more comfortable. Has to spend time more with the wide receivers, and their wide receivers include, of course, Marvin Harrison. They also include Greg Dortch. He's third year. Also, Trey McBride, as well as Michael Wilson. So they got some speed on the outside. And, of course, you're not going to always throw the Marvin Harrison Jr., so they do have talent on the wide receiving core. Of course, they have in the backfield James Conner, the physical running back. Used to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And James Conner is very dependable in getting those hard runs. The question is, will James Conner last the entire season? He's a physical running back, but they need someone else to join him to pick up the speed. And Michael Carter is that additional running back that I believe will help out. And they also have, and he says, in a new addition to the room is DJ Dallas. The veteran figures to serve more as a special team specialist, but gives Arizona enough options in the room if needed. And then third round pick Trey Benson gives the room added depth. So they're adding talent in the running back position. They're upgraded their receivers, obviously, with Marvin Harrison Jr. Moving on to their offensive line is Lindy Sports says, despite releasing former starting tackle DJ Humphries this offseason, the offensive line room is among the strongest for Arizona. In addition to Parrish Johnson Jr., Will Hernandez, and Ferrot returning to the starting lineup, the Cardinals made it a priority to upgrade the room in free agency with former Bengals tackle Jonathan Williams and former Seahawks interior lineman Evan Brown. So they're putting some quality veterans up that front line, offensive line. They really need that because many times you just see Kyler Murray running around for his life for the past couple of years. So hopefully that offensive line will get solidified. They can work well together. As for their defensive line, Nichols and Justin Jones should help out with a solid interior, but it's the addition of first-round talent Darius Robinson with the number 27 pick. This draft really moved their needle forward. With regards to their linebackers, have a lot of stability. An inside linebacker with White, because they're White, most consistent defender, and then they also have Owens Papu as a linebacker. Also Mac Wilson. So they're solid at linebacker. They still need some help. Solidify a stronger linebacking crew. And then on their secondary safeties. Now here's what I differ. Always Butter Baker, safety. He gets all pro, and he always gets recognized for the Cardinals defense. But whenever I see him play in a game, and he's a veteran, Butter Baker, he's a 8-year veteran. He's a 5'10", 195 safety out of Washington. And he's been all pro for a few years, maybe 3 years. Every time I see him play, I don't see the play. I'm not impressed, put it that way. But he gets the accolades. He's scrappy, but to me, he's not making enough plays to warrant the all-pro status on a regular basis. Of course, I don't see the Cardinals as much as I could. But again, they say safeties Butter Baker and Jalen Thompson present the surest things to Arizona secondary heading to the season. And then they have cornerbacks. However, it's been a big question. I believe they just picked up Sean Murphy Bunting from Tampa Bay, if I'm not mistaken. He was a new addition. Sean Murphy Bunting, top level DB. And matter of fact, during practice, when I saw Sean Murphy Bunting going against Marvin Harrison Jr. in practice, Marvin Harrison Jr. schooled him. Schooled a veteran DB. So they will need help on that secondary, particularly at the corners. So there you go on the corners. The special teams, Matt Prater is consistent with the kicking and returns. Yet another NFL season. And Lindy Sports says the intangibles among the biggest positives in Gannon's first year running the show was his team's ability to establish their identity in the ground game. There's no doubt about. They're going to emphasize the ground game as much as possible, being physical, and then lightening up, loosening up the offense with short dump off, hopefully more short dump off passes, a few more shots down the field now that they have Marvin Harrison Jr. Says the Cardinals have since shown a concerted effort to improve the rushing attack in both free agency and the draft. The run game is an integral piece of the master plan and what he wants to accomplish as an offense. It's not taking a back seat anytime soon, but they still going to need some offensive power. Their weakness are their linebackers and their secondary. Their linebackers and secondary, and to hold down other teams' scoring. So overall, I'm going to go over the schedule of the Cardinals. And I had visited Arizona several years ago. I think it was about 20 years ago, and Phoenix, Arizona, and then it's hot there. No good reason. It's a good reason that they practice all the time in the dome, because that State Farm Stadium gets a lot of work during training camp and their regular season as well. No other place to practice but in that State Farm Stadium, that big dome. But anyway, let me just say, here's their schedule 2024. September, starting off with their first game at Buffalo. Ooh. Then they host the Rams. Then they host Detroit. Then they host Washington. 3 games in a row, home. Ooh, tough games. And then at San Francisco, at Green Bay. Then they host the Chargers. Then at Miami, hosting Chicago, host the Jets. Then they have their bye. Then they go to Seattle. Then they go to Minnesota. Then they host Seattle. Then they host New England. Then they go to Carolina. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. A little bit more interesting. Now that I think about it, that's a win. I don't know. And then at LA, and then they end with the San Francisco 49ers. That's a tough schedule. So I have the Arizona Cardinals at this point in time, at the end of at the end of training camp, their season, I see it at 5 wins and 12 losses. 5 wins. I said 5. 5 wins and 12 losses. It's going to take another season or 2 for their head coach, Jonathan Gannon, to get this team on board. They just don't have the enough talent. Now, they have talent there, there's no doubt. But they just don't have enough talent to compete for the title in the NFC West. But they're going to surprise some teams this year, simply because Kyle Murray is healthier, a better attitude, and super duper star Marvin Harrison Jr. And bank it right now, he will be Rookie of the Year. Bank it. The Beetle is calling it right now, in the midst of everything. I'm banking it. Marvin Harrison Jr., Rookie of the Year, superstar, and future Hall of Famer. I'm calling it right now. He hasn't even played 1 game in the NFL. I'm calling it right now. All Pro and future Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison Jr. And the reason why I say that, man, he would be scary as myself as a former DB going against, because his routing, his running, his technique is so tight. So you have to be on your A game with Marvin Harrison Jr. 24/7. So there you go. That's the Beatles assessment review, and I'm breaking down the Arizona Cardinals. I called it. Bank it. Believe it. Achieve it. Let's do this.